everyone and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hi, my name is Nicole and I'm a part-time reseller on Poshmark, and today I'm actually going to give you some advice. These are all pieces of advice that I've heard along the way that I've been kind of making a list of over time of just really good pieces of advice to give to resellers, whether you're just starting out or whether you're a seasoned seller. These are all things that we could really all benefit from, so I just figured I'd put this video together and I think it would really help a lot of people out there. So if you are a new seller or if you've been around for a long time, definitely stick around and make sure you watch this video. You might learn something in here that maybe you didn't think of. I know a lot of these tips I am still kind of trying to follow to this day, and I'm 5 years into this. So yeah, I think this is just helpful for everyone. So make sure you stick around and make sure that you're subscribed so you never miss a future video that I do here on this channel. Okay, so the first piece of advice I'm going to give is don't pester your buyers to accept their packages. Everyone has different things going on in their lives, and you can't pester someone to accept their package when it's delivered. Now, you get 3 days to accept the package upon delivery of the item, and what that means is basically as soon as you accept the package, the seller gets their money. And as fair as it seems that they should get their money ASAP, it also is fair that they get those 3 days to really make sure the item is in good condition, and maybe they're not home the day it was delivered, and so they need those 3 days. And after that 3-day period, the sale automatically gets closed and the seller's earnings get released. So you're going to get your money eventually, but I just don't believe in pestering your buyer to accept their package because everyone has a different circumstance. And if you pester them to accept, they might want to give you a bad review for being so demanding of to close the package out or something. I don't really recommend pestering the buyer to accept your package. They will do it within the 3 days, and if they do not, then your earnings will automatically get released. The next tip I'm going to give you is to just get organized. You may not think you need to be organized. You may think that you're okay if you're just starting out, or if everything's fine the way that you are, but eventually you're gonna need to be organized. Keep those receipts organized, keep your inventory organized, keep your bookkeeping organized. Just be organized overall, otherwise it's going to be very difficult for you to get anything done. I know I had to learn this the hard way when I was actually filing for my taxes last year. I really wasn't organized prior to that, and my receipts were everywhere and my expenses were all over the place, and it was just really hard to get everything I needed organized to file my taxes. And also, not to mention, if your inventory is messy, it's gonna be really hard to find things when you need them. And trust me, I've been there. I've had to find an item where I couldn't find it, and sometimes I actually had to cancel the order because I genuinely could not find the item. And I know this happens to a lot of sellers out there, so since I've tried to put a more good system into organizing my inventory, and that's really helped me stay on top of things. So if you're not already organized, take the time to get organized. I really find that it will be beneficial for you. And along those lines of getting organized, I actually organized my closet too on Poshmark, which may seem extra, but again, it's just really nice to be able to find what I need, and I think it just looks aesthetically pleasing. But I don't think everyone needs to have an organized closet on Poshmark, but that's just something I like to do, and I recommend it because it really helps me stay organized. Okay, so this is a big one, but unfortunately, there are so many scammers out there that you need to be aware to not take anything off the platform. Do not respond for anyone that's asking for more pictures when they are asking you to send an email or a text or anything like that. Keep everything on Poshmark. Do not take anything off the platform because 9 times out of 10 it will be a scam. And also, if you take it off the platform, you're not covered by Posh Protect. So if anything does go wrong, you're kind of out of luck on that. So it's just so much better and safer to keep everything on the platform. If somebody asks for more pictures, you can add more pictures to the listing and go from there, but do not take anything off the platform. It will most likely end in a scam, and I don't want anything to happen to anyone here, so just be careful and don't do that. The next piece of advice I'm going to give is to make sure that you do your research. Make sure you take the time to look into how to do certain things before just starting out and diving in, because once you dive in, it can get really confusing and exhausting. And so, take the time to do research on your brands, take the time to research how to actually sell things on the platform, and make sure that you really learn how to do things. Also, make sure you learn how to do your taxes and things like that. Like things like this where you just want to be organized and you just want to make sure you know what you're doing. Research the brands. Make sure you're, looking up comps of the brands that you're picking up. Make sure you're doing your research on what brands you should be picking up, like what's trending or what's selling really well, because that's going to really help you have the most success if you do the research. If you don't really do the research and you just kind of pick up anything, you're not going to have as much luck as you probably could. The next piece of advice you've probably heard me say before, but I'm going to say it again, is to get a VA. A VA is a virtual assistant. So what a VA is going to do for you, they are going to, help you with all those necessary actions on Poshmark that you don't like to do, such as sharing, following, relisting, sending out offers, anything like that. They will do it all for you. And if you've been around my channel for a while, you know that I recommend Poshmark VA. I will continue to recommend Poshmark VA. I think they are incredible and I've never had an issue with them. I've had them for about 2 years now and I swear by them. They do everything I need them to do. They relist for me, they, share for me, they make offers, they follow people, and I just find this to all be really helpful, and it really gives you that extra time that you need back, and also just makes it so you don't have to do the repetitive tasks anymore. And so I just really, really recommend, if you have not already gotten a VA, definitely get one, and it will be worth it for you to invest in that, because you're going to end up generating a lot more sales and they're going to cover the cost of the VA. So if you want to sign up for a VA and you want to give one a try and you don't already have one, you can use my code, I'll put it here on the screen, to sign up for Poshmark VA. You'll get a free trial and a discount on your first month. But I promise you, you will really like it, and I know it will be worth it for you, and it will actually help you so much with your business. The next piece of advice I'm going to give is to kind of try and make sure that you're buying your inventory as cheap as possible. So find the cheapest ways to go about buying your inventory. I know I started buying my inventory at a really high cost, and I just found that I was really having a hard time making back the money because I was paying so much for each item. In fact, I actually started paying for each item around $5 to about $15 each. And as you can tell, that might not be the most, sustainable thing to do. And it's really going to hurt my chances of actually making a profit on each item. And within the last year or so, I discovered two things. One, dollar a day at my Goodwill, and two, the bins. So both of these locations allow me to get pieces of inventory for around $1 each. And I also get free stuff from family and friends as donations. So getting my inventory this cheap really allows me to maximize those profits and ensure that I will be making a profit on any item that I sell. So I just really recommend, looking into the cheaper ways that you can buy inventory. Don't necessarily pay up for every item, and definitely don't pay full price at any Goodwill. So there's always going to be deals no matter what Goodwill you're at. Check their location, check if they have dollar day, check if they have a 50% off or 20% off deal or anything like that. And always look to see if there's a cheaper option. There probably is, and they probably have just as much of good inventory as the Goodwill will. The next piece of advice is going to be to list. List consistently, list daily, list. I cannot stress this enough of how important it is on Poshmark to be listing daily. People don't understand how important it is, but it really makes a huge difference. And if you don't add new items to your closet, your sales are going to slow down and eventually just really taper off. So it's so important to be listing as much as you can daily. Go out and get new inventory when you can, and list, and be consistent with your listing. Don't list 5 one day and 0 the next. Be consistent, list 5 every day if you can, list 10 every day if you can, and so forth. But make sure you're listing every single day. That's gonna really make a huge difference for you. Okay, this video is getting a little long, so I'm gonna actually cut this off here, but I will make a part 2 to this in a future video, so make sure you're subscribed for that. But the last one I'm going to say is to just have patience. Have patience with whatever you do. Make sure that, you are being patient with your customer. Be patient with accepting or having your sale accepted. All these different things. Just have patience, because you can't expect things to go at the speed that you would like them to all the time. That's just a little unrealistic. So it's so important to make sure that you are being patient, and things will be smoother for you. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you found it helpful. And like I said, I will make another one of these videos in the future because I have a lot more pieces of advice that I would love to give. And let me know down below any advice that you want to give to another seller out there. I think we could all benefit from hearing each other's advice. And so if you have another piece of advice, I would love to hear it down below. And also, if you want to see another video on tips that you should follow to be successful on Poshmark, you can click right here. And if you want to see another video on features that you should use on Poshmark, you can click right here. But until next time, I will see you then.